Okay, we're talking about the Panasonic camera that's going to come out. They say next month. October is the ship date for B&H. And this is a 4K camera that shoots 60p, which is really interesting. It has a micro four thirds size sensor. They say a single four third processor sensor. A lot of the reviewers refer to it as a micro four thirds. So it's basically that size, which is smaller than an APS-C, but bigger than a 1-inch sensor. So a friend of mine asked me my thoughts on this camera and if I was going to get it. And I am on the list to be notified when it's in stock. I'm not going to pre-order this camera. I have some concerns with the lens, which is a f2.8 to f4.5 variable aperture lens. I would much rather it be like a constant f2.8, for example, lens. I look at this camera as a compromise camera. It's in between the cameras with a 1-inch sensor, which currently I'm using the FZ1000 Panasonic, which is a much less expensive camera, has a 1-inch sensor, does a pretty good job. It also has a variable aperture f2.8 to f4, but has a lot more reach than this camera. It reaches out to almost 600 millimeters. This one reaches out to about 380 millimeters in 4K mode. So not as much reach. So that's why I say this is kind of like a compromise camera. It's not going to give you the reach of the 1-inch sensor cameras, and it is not going to give you the shallow depth of field of even an APS-C or certainly a full frame sensor. So it's kind of in between. So if you want shallow depth of field, yes, you can get that, but you're going to have to kind of work at it. It's going to be difficult in a stand-up interview situation where you have it at the widest angle, which is, I think, about 30 millimeter. And then if you've got it at 30 millimeter and you're at f2.8, let's say, and let's say you're 4 feet away from whoever you're interviewing, your depth of field is not going to be that shallow. So it's going to be a challenge in a lot of situations that you'd be using this camera in to get a shallow depth of field. Of course, you can zoom in and you can move the camera back and zoom in and you can get a shallow depth of field, but in a lot of situations you just can't do that. So I'm on the fence on this one. I want to wait until it's in the field, and there are a lot of tests as far as the focusing and a lot of things, the built-in mic, the quality of that. I mean, there's just a lot of things that we just don't know yet. But for $41.95, a 4K camera that'll do 60p, that's pretty impressive. So I hope this pushes Sony to come out with something competitive that's interesting. I'm hoping that the A7S, the new A7S Mark II that comes out, will do 60p. Because that would be a good camera for me, because I've already got a lot of lenses to go on that camera. So, and I'd also like an A7000 to come out, an upgrade to the NEX7, and I'd like it to have 60p 4K. How cool would that be? Because I've got lenses for that camera as well. I'm not a big fan of carrying a huge camera like this one around, which compared to most over-the-shoulder cameras, this isn't huge, but it's big. It's more than 5 pounds. And you're carrying that around all day at an event, you will know it, trust me. So, we'll see. The jury's out on this one. I'm on the list to be notified. If Sony doesn't come out with something compelling later this year, let's say by December, then I might lock and load on one of these. So, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hey, please subscribe to my channel.